I spent 10 hours learning Winston. Let's see how much I was able to improve in that short period of time. I spent my first hour watching guides, and then I went on Twitch and looked up for the best tanks in the world right now. And then I watched how they play Winston, where they play Winston, and when they play Winston. Very important questions, because you don't want to force Winston on all maps. We'll speak about it later. Hour 2 is when the fun begins. A very counterintuitive character, because you think that he is super easy, but it is actually pretty damn easy to like feed, pretty easy to be out of position and just be exceptionally useless for a team. As well as there is time and place for this character. It's not like Kiriko that you can take on every single map, every single comp, and she's gonna be useful. You really want to go for that dive comp where you can actually communicate with the team. Like, look at that. This is beautiful. And this is actually beautiful. I would love to try like Ball Tracer with my friend in the future, or like Monkey Genji or something. Amazing, amazing. Dive comps are definitely my favorite ones in the game. Brawl comps are cool too, but man, dive comps, Jesus, I love them so hard. Look at that, me with Genji like 3-1 this Lucio, and then went on Ashe. Oh my god, this is amazing. Also, I noticed that I'm forcing myself to speak a lot, because when you're playing Reinhardt, everyone is behind you, everyone sees what you are doing. When you're on Monkey, you have to communicate who are you jumping, you have to communicate where are you going, 3-1 every time. Like, this is actually insane, and I'm doing so much in terms of like distracting opponents, making them very uncomfortable, because like the worst thing you can do to, like, say an enemy hit scan is give him a great position and like let him shoot. Hour 3, my Winston mechanics are a little bit off. I am still very much new to tanks in general, dive tanks especially. I've played quite a few ball in the past, but that's it. I'm still missing right clicks, I'm still missing left clicks because I'm out of range. I am not in great positions, and this is really bad for Winston, since he does not have great mobility in comparison with, let's say, ball or Tracer. So you have to be very careful with your jumps, because every single jump can be your last one. Even though, like I said all of that, it was still great. I was communicating with my team. I'm like, I'm gonna jump here, I'm gonna jump there. I felt that I am useful. Unfortunately, in this particular game, we had a DPS who was not doing much, so the game was kind of rough. Like right there, whoo, this scary player is like... Yeah, look at that clip, look at that clip. Like, I was trying to kill the soldier, and I just died from cringe, you know? And then that clip is also pretty cool. I like the monkey mirror, simply because you both cannot kill each other, and it's all about like you outplaying his team, so you can outplay him, you know? And then finally we switched to like Winston Sombra for that sweet dive setup, because again, you don't really want to force Winston on non-dive maps and non-dive comps. Hour 4, push map, my favorite, and really good for Winston. I'm a little bit better in terms of my choice of the next opponent I should jump on, especially with Tracer, where you can actually peel the backline really efficiently. Unfortunately, the enemies decided to switch Torb, and my Tracer is like, nope, I'm not playing into that. And if you look at the like tank-to-tank comparison, Ramatra is definitely 10 times better than Winston when you have a brawl comp, and I don't have a dive comp, so he can actually punch me to death. Like, yeah, and this is a legendary last clip where I'm fighting this turret like a boss, and then look at that, this guy dying from cringe, and then dying from cringe myself. Winston is definitely my favorite dive tank right now. Even though he is not the strongest one, I still feel like Ball is very much superior, especially in ranked, simply because you feel very much invulnerable. But Ball is gonna be a few episodes later. I'm gonna do a 10-hour challenge on him as well. You really want that friend who's gonna play Genji, who's gonna play Tracer, who's gonna play Kiriko with you, so you have a little help with you, so you have like a person that can actually support you when you are missing shots, when you are out of position, so both of you can create a big distraction and destroy the backline. Enemies on the second map were quite a bit tilted, but then when they saw a glimpse of like victory, they started playing serious again. Very interesting phenomenon, but it works like magic. Here I use Primal, and look at that, like, look at this beautiful synergy between me and Genji. I can guarantee you, if I would be alone, I would not be able to secure the kill. If he would be alone, he would not be able to secure the kill. But both of us were actually together working on the same target. This is how Overwatch meant to be played, honestly. I really enjoyed. And then we finish it off with a tilted Bastion and a Hanzo kill. And this Mario's like, help! Just like every man should know his limitations and possibilities in life to be a great man, every Winston needs to understand his limits to be a great Winston. Hour 6, I am a lot more mechanically confident. I really understand whether I will be able to win an engagement here or not. Like, look at that Reaper guy. He thinks that he's gonna counter me tremendously, but the character is just insanely horrible. Another thing I wanted to say that Winston has so many obvious counters that literally one swap can make you go from solo carry to a person that's like barely doing something, right? And allowing his team to be the carry. I really don't like that concept. If you want to do something great, do it yourself. That's a really good quote that you really need to go for. Unfortunately, we were 110 to 20, but we lost this game because this dude left and they just got all the advantage necessary to get the W here. That's not a problem. These things happen. We are all here for the experience, not for the W's or loses in the scoreboard. And at the end of the day, in the long term, the system is gonna place you where you belong. So don't worry about that. Hour 7. I remember this game really well, simply because this guy decided to counter pick me. I was playing Ramatro on Junkertown, and he's like, yo, I'm just gonna take Orisa and you will not be able to do anything against me. I'm like, I'm just gonna switch to Monkey, simply because I can. And the amount of destruction and mess I have created in the backline with my teammates, it was exceptional. And every single time there was Orisa, she was the last one standing, and I ate her on dessert. A beautiful right-click kill on the Moira here. I don't think I would be able to do that in hour 1. And this guy on Orisa is so lost. Like, man, this is exceptionally horrible to play, because when you're playing against a dive comp, you really don't understand who to shoot, where to shoot, because everyone is like everywhere, and that's quite hard to like do stuff. A very good primal on 50 HP here to get the W onto a Salty Snake Cassidy guy, and then we're going back to push the payload. Here it is very important to go back. Like, people think that if you have committed with a shield, there is no way back, you need to like stay there and just like die a hero. No, absolutely not. You can just go back. Your mobility allows you to take high grounds. Highly advise you to do that, because you can right click from the high ground, you can jump from it, you can scout, you gather information, you deny information for opponents. They actually need to like think about whether you will engage or not and stuff. That was very unfortunate. They got body blocked. This Kiriko was able to go back. We got the recess simply because there was no one to heal her, because Kiriko did not have a TP. We have got it earlier from her, and that is just a disaster and a half for the enemy team. They were absolutely not ready for my Winston, and it paid off tremendously. Hour 8. another push map, another monkey mirror. I am very much excited for that kind of comp, and in the future I really want to go for like screams and stuff where everyone is calling things out and we are jumping on the same target and stuff, because I watched quite a few VODs also on Colossio as well, and people were playing Kiri, Lucio, Monkey, Sojourn and Tracer, and it was so entertaining to watch. There was so much action going on the screen, and I feel like I can have that in like higher ranked when I will be able to climb more, but I need to improve myself first, right? Because if I will be in lobbies that I don't deserve to be in, it's only gonna bring me pain, suffering and misery. This is why we lose, just to learn a lot more. I'm very much more confident with my ability to like get kills and stuff. I understand that I need to jump here, I need to go back there. I'm very, very accurate and careful when it comes to playing tank. I oftentimes see Reinhardt players just like trying to pin people in the spawn where 5 of them alive. I'm definitely more of a chill guy who's like going back and going forth and very safe and accurate with it. So Monkey is a great character for that. You can actually engage and disengage. Here I was able to boop the soldier. It was really cool. And at the end they tried to switch to Brig, but it honestly did not work, and we were able to convert that and get the W. Very, very hard to play against Monkey when you are Kiriko Moira. You are just getting absolutely chased around every time. I think hour 9 is when I realized that Winston is an absolute S-tier character in terms of my enjoyment of playing him. Greetings! Definitely gonna be a top priority when it comes to dive maps, especially when it comes to like playing with friends who are also playing dive characters, so you can like multiply the value of Winston, because the main problem I see with this character is the lack of damage, the lack of burst damage to like quickly kill an opponent before he gets healed, as well as there are certain characters that absolutely shut down Winston if played correctly, like Bastion, Reaper. Brig is also really, really hard to play against. Ana can be a huge problem with anti and sleeps. And you really need that help, because when you have both DPS playing like Soldier and Cassidy, they're just not gonna keep up. They will not be able to get the W and help you win more games. That was actually so lucky that I booped Moira with Coalescence off the map. That was absolutely not intended, but I should try to do that more. On attack we were able to get that ball, and as you can see, like, people are just not paying attention to me. It's like, just I tried playing Genji, and I remember shooting enemy Ana who was not even looking at me. It's like you're a guy that wants a model-looking girl, but you're an average dude and she's not even paying attention to you. That's how it feels sometimes. But when you have a Tracer or Genji on your team, you can do like insane stuff like this. Last and final hour of the challenge. Would I recommend you playing this character? Yes. But do it on dive maps with dive comps. Ask your teammates for Genji, ask your teammates for Tracer, ask them for Kiriko. Because if you have Mercy, Ana, Cassidy, and Soldier as your teammates, don't expect to have much value from your character, simply because they will not be able to keep up with you. You might try to catch some Widow or Hanzo off guard, but they can also be pocketed by Mercy or Kiriko, and that's gonna be a huge L for you. In terms of my enjoyment and satisfaction while playing the character, absolute S tier. I have never been endorsed more in my life. because I was talking, I was like IGLing quite a lot. This character like forces you to use your microphone. I'm telling you, forces you to really speak about who are you going for, who are you shooting, who's next, 3 to 1. This is all very, very important. And I feel like if you're not willing to listen to your teammates and speak to your teammates, Monkey is not a character for you, or you will have like limited success with it. Another thing I wanted to mention is that there are definitely better dive tanks than this. I feel like Doomfist on some maps is better than Monkey. For example, Shambali Monastery, Antarctic Peninsula, Doomfist is a lot better. Blizzard World, I feel like Doom is better as well. Ball is way better simply because there's almost 0 to no counters. People say that, oh, you can counter Ball with Sombra. Nah, dude, nah. Like, if you compare Winston getting countered by Reaper and Ball getting countered by Sombra, it's like comparing a space shuttle with like Toyota Corolla 1984, you know? Literally, like, people play Reaper, you go from I solo carry the game to, oh, oops, I'm just a monkey, you know? Yeah, the character is amazing. I love the concept, I love the kit, it is great. You just need practice. There is definitely a learning curve to the character. Don't expect to jump in and start having insane results right from the start. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for watching the video. See you in the next one. Take care. Greetings.